Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. There's no live stream tonight. No. I have to get up early for this interview thing, for this place. It's gonna help me find a job, supposedly. Tomorrow. And yeah, I'll do a live stream tomorrow night. Probably gonna be on something that happened today for another subscriber. There's people who are subscribing to me and just acting like dicks. I have to talk about that. And in this live stream, I'll probably talk about some Deadly Sins too, maybe. We'll see. You know, I'll be later on, tomorrow night. But yeah, that's that story. This is... I finished it. Hunterxhunter 2011 Greed Island Arc Afterthoughts. This isn't going to be a review. I'm not going to tell you guys what happened. Instead, I'm going to specify it. I'm going to go in and just go in and for the certain groups that were involved of things that really surprised me. That was just total surprises in this arc. So let's get into it. Now, this was an interesting arc. Now, a lot of people think this arc is They don't think it's the greatest arc in Hunterxhunter. They think it's really bad. From what I understand, they don't like it. They think it's rushed, or I don't know what it was. Personally, I like this arc. But I'm not going to go out and say, oh, it's the... No. It's probably... This arc gets a 7.5. That's fair. That's pretty fair. It's almost an 8. I'm giving it a 7.5 because of several reasons. Number one, just the amount of insane things that surprised me in this arc was between what was the story with Biscuit, from that to a final fight that Gon and his group had with the bombers. Those two things alone just made me like, wow, this is awesome. But yeah, those are the reasons, well, close to the reasons I'm giving this a 7.5 out of 10. But I still think it was kind of longed. Also, reason I'm giving this a 7.5, and it's not to say it's a bad arc. It is kind of draggy at times, but I still like it because I liked how surprised I was when a certain other individual was revealed. I was like, what? What? Couldn't believe it. So let's get into this. Now, also in this arc, I'm going to first start talking about Phantom Troop. They were in this arc. I was surprised. I was like, what are they doing in this arc? I'm like totally confused. But when it was explained why they were in their arc, I was like, oh, wow. It explained. I was like, wow, this is pretty damn good. I find this very intriguing. So, basically, the long extent of it, Finks and Phaeton, they go into the game, and to kill time, they go into the game, and so on and so forth. And then the other members of the Phantom Troop follow. This was like a side story. That's the way I look at it. This was a side story of what was going on. It wasn't actually part of the huge, big plot of Greed Island, but it was a side story that made you think, aha, I see where this is going. And Hisoka obviously was there, and the whole gist was that Hisoka was there with the Phantom Troop to recover an individual who could expel Nen from an individual's body. And this was just so they could use this person to get the Nen that Kurapika used on Krollo's Lucifer, the leader of Phantom Troop. Get the Nen out so he could use Nen again. That was the whole gist of the story. And I liked how they were involved, and a reveal. This was another reason I thought this was an interesting story told. They also revealed in this situation a new member. And I was like, who it was. I was like, what? It was one of killua's family members. I was like, holy shit. I kind of knew this was going to happen because I saw the wiki, but I was surprised. I was just totally blown away. But that was an interesting plot point. I really liked how they pulled that off. Thought it was very interesting and intriguing. Later I'll talk about Ahsoka and his involvement with going to kill. Oh god. Ahsoka, man, get off that. But that was an interesting plot point. Now, the rest to talk about. The other points I want to talk about for this arc. The bombers. Yo, the bombers. Whoa, this guy. Where is this guy? Let me find this guy. Because this guy was a cold stone killer. Gen. They say it weird. The pronunciation is very weird of this guy. Gensuyu? Gensuyu? I believe that's how you say his name. Gensuyu. He was the leader of the Bomb Devil, the Bomber Trio. And this guy was, oh my god, this guy was so evil. Oh my god, I love this guy. This guy was the bona fide villain of this arc, I think. He was like, he'll kill, steal. He'll kill and, well, lie, steal, cheat, lie, and steal, and kill. Anyway, like, he was stealing people's cards. And that's another thing I want to bring up. The cards were pretty good. I like the whole card system in the game. That was pretty awesome. I liked it. The company on, you know. But this guy was a cold stone killer. He would go around and just killing people left and right and stealing their cards. And the facial expressions he was giving off. Yo, his facial expressions were awesome. I love that shit. That was awesome stuff. Loved it. It was great. I mean, you kind of had it, but this was psychotic. See, that's the thing about this guy. You know, you look at the Phantom Troop, there were some good, you know, villains there and antagonists, but this guy, he was sadistic, man. He was insane in the brain, you know? Awesome. Especially when he had his fight with Gon's group and that other group held by that guy who, what's his face? Let me go find his name. His name eludes me for the time being. I believe his name was Zezgura. It's a hard name to say. Pronounce that. Zezugera. So yeah, Zezugera, he, and his group, they teamed up with Gon and his group, and the fight with the bombers, that was awesome. Yo, that was awesome. I love that shit. Especially when Gon was fighting, when he was fighting Gensuru, it was so intense. We had a plan to beat this guy. And they did it. And I loved how the way that Gon fought him, I really liked it. It showed that he wasn't giving up and shit and all that stuff, but at the same time, he was taking some big time damage. You know, got his arm blew off, you know, his arm partially blew off, and the way he was using his Nen, fantastic. I love that. So yeah, good shit on this. The bombers, oh man, they were awesome. That's awesome. Except until Gold came in and just and the group knocked it down. The other thing besides the bombers was obviously this thing. Biscuit. And I'm just going to talk about Biscuit, the training regiment. After that, I want to talk a little about Razor. And that's pretty much it. That's all I really want to talk about with this arc. And with what happened in the end. Kind of. Biscuit. At first, I was like, okay, you know, she's a little girl. And, you know, Haki was, like, telling me, like, oh, yeah, Orochimaru and Danganronpa. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what that means. Now, supposedly, what I found out was, at first, I was like, okay, she's a little girl. She knows Nen. Justin explained to me, Mr. the Hunter Encyclopedia, was saying that You know, she has an immense amount of nen, her body's made out of steel, and I wasn't believing it. Found out she was 57 years old, and I'm like, wait a minute, she looks like a kid. How's that possible? So, later on, they have the whole confrontation with the bombers. And I found the truth. The real truth. Yo, Biscuit, listen. Don't give her the D. Don't. Just stay away from Biscuit. Because she'll kill you. Literally. She will crush you into a million pieces. She's like a freaking... Oh, man, that scene was so ridiculous. She turned into this muscle-bound woman macho man. I was like, what? Unbelievable. Just unbelievable scene there. And she basically destroyed one of the bombers. I think it was Bon was one of the bombers, or Bara. Just destroyed him. Now I understand why people were saying about Biscuit. But it was still an OP moment. And at the same time, she was training Gon and Killua about Nen further, which was even better, because it really developed them. And I really liked that scene. I liked the training regimen that they had. And how also Killua, after the whole dodgeball thing, you know, he was thinking of a plan to take out the bombers. And I was like, wow. Well, this looks awesome. This looks awesome. This looks awesome. This sounds awesome. And the whole process of doing that and so on and so forth. This was really good. I liked that whole sequence of events, that training regimen after that. So, but Biscuit, man, she's fucking ridiculous. And I'm like, she's smiling and crying. I'm like, no. You are, people, do not be fooled. Biscuit is, just terrible. It's just, But she did teach them then, so, and she's pretty OP, so, yeah. Biscuit was pretty good, even though she's a macho man. The other characters I want to bring up was the whole thing with Razor. Yo, this guy. Yo, Razor. He was a convicted murderer, and man, this guy is OP like a mother. Yo, this guy is... He's destructive. He'll smash your face in, literally. And he was giving it to Gon during and then had the dodgeball match with his Ahsoka. That was too much, man. He was touching them and shit with the dodgeball. I was like, yo, get out of here. And there was that scene. They're walking, and he's looking at their... Oh, my God. And then they say, Ahsoka, go ahead of us. That was hilarious, dude. But yeah, Razor was an interesting character as well. It was Razor, the way I look at it, was Razor, Biscuit, the bombers. I mean, that's where I see people. Because they were the top characters, I think, in this arc that kind of surprised me. Big time. I was really surprised. I was like, wow. I mean, the bombers alone just blew me away. But also you had Razor, which he was just showing off his nen, throwing it all over the place. Yo, that guy was beast. So, yeah. And Ahsoka was being Ahsoka in this arc as well. And it was kind of... I liked Ahsoka helping them out. I really enjoyed that scene. That part. That was pretty awesome too. But yeah, and the only other thing I want to bring up besides all this, and you got to remember also, is that Razor was part of this group who were with Ging, if I'm saying his name right, I apologize if I'm not, create this game. And I liked how this kind of pull into a kind of area or way that made it closer for Gong to get closer to his father. It was like in this arc he got pieces together. Pieces were put together for him. He was going through, as he went through this game, pieces were coming together for him to obviously find the means to meet his father. Get closer to his father, even if it's just a little bit. Even though he wasn't in the game, he was still able to find a way to get closer to him. So yeah, this was a good arc. Not great. That I want to... I want to emphasize that. It's not great. It was good, though. The Bombers, Razor, Biscuit, and you had the Phantom Troop on the side with Hisoka. Pretty good. And then Gon and Killua, man, they trained like no tomorrow in this arc. They found techniques and trained during the arc and adapted their techniques and were able to become stronger as characters as they went around. And I really like that about this arc. I mean, where can you see in Shonen an arc where they're training in the arc and they were training their techniques, especially Gon, right before a major battle? Yo, that was awesome. It wasn't, and he was given a time limit to develop them. But it was good to know that they bumped into Biscuit. Because if they didn't bump into Biscuit and was able to receive this training, they probably would have died. I'm convinced. They didn't bump into Biscuit. They wouldn't have known how to develop their Nen properly, and they wouldn't have been able to beat the game. But hey, that's just me. Tell me what you guys think. This was a good arc. I really liked it. I don't put this under... I don't consider this a bad arc. I'm sorry. I don't consider it a bad arc. I really don't. I really enjoyed this arc. I also feel that even though we didn't get, Karapika, because I know a lot of people like Karapika, I still think this was good. I like seeing Gon going in. I liked seeing him develop his powers. I liked seeing Killua develop his powers. And it just brought to light so many different facets for the Hunter story, I just liked it, But tell me what you guys think. Comments below, rate, comment, subscribe. I'm Bonkai922. Next, I have to watch, yes, Chimera Ant. OMG. OMG there. Because this one is pretty hard to get through, from what I'm being told. And it's going to get hectic. It's going to get really, really fucking bloody and gruesome in this one. But after I finish this video, I'm going to finish it right now. I'll probably take, maybe watch 2 episodes of this next arc. But good arc, Great Island, go watch it. It's a good arc. Everyone says it's a good arc. It's very good. Got to get those cards, man, in Great Island. Plus, stay away from Biscuit. Don't go near her. She'll fuck you up, man. For real. Just don't go near her. Get out. Get out. So yeah, I'm Bonkai922. I'll see you guys later. Rock, paper, scissors. Going for the